What's going on, everybody? It's your boy GN Invasion.
This is Power Trick.
And we got the lovely Miss Pikazama back in the house. So, a lot of things been going on in Nerdom. And we're going to talk a little bit about our take on a few things. Which one y'all want to start with? Because we was talking about it.
Well, the big one is recently came out in movies. Everybody knows it's another Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Badness. You might as well say call it, AKA they call it Mom. I don't know why, but avoid this video.
Yeah. We are going to get hot and heavy. Hopefully we can discuss some of the Easter eggs that actually ended up happening, because one of the biggest ones for me ended up happening towards the end. But we're going to go through the movie first. So, how about we give some of the ratings that we normally give? What did y'all think of the overall plot of the story?
It's a good plot. I'm like, they're making Scarlet Witch as a villain because she holding hands on the Darkhold. That's what it's, the Darkhold, right? She gets, because she gets possessed by the Darkhold, and we just see everything that's been going on. And the funny thing about it is like they say the worst enemy is yourself, and like and also the biggest teacher is yourself. The biggest teacher, Spider-Man, No Way Home. Peter Parker's biggest teacher is himself, because he got the other two Spider-Man. Basically, one is wisdom, one is power, Triforce, and they basically taught him everything. And now, the Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen, nailed that role 100%. And throughout the movie, her biggest enemy is herself.
But can we talk about the lie that Kevin Feige told? Kevin Feige literally said in an interview that you can watch the Disney Plus series and they will not be directly connected to the movies.
And that is a total lie.
Because, and this movie kind of debunked all of that. Because WandaVision, like everything that happened in WandaVision leading up towards the end, literally correlates to this. Then you have, now it's, I guess it's safe to say that Spider-Man Homecoming is connected to
No Way
Home, yeah. I would just say Tom Holland Spider-Man, but specifically the last one ties into Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, it did mention it, because it did took place months after.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
but then you have technically Loki and the Marvel What If. Now, the interesting thing is that Loki deals with Kang the Conqueror, but he opened up the multiverse. So now it went from one timeline to multiple. And I guess you could theorize and say that maybe what Tom Holland did in his movie kind of helped to keep those things open. I mean, because you can't have multiverse on multiverse. Like, it went from Loki having a singular to multi. So that it would be dumb, or it would be kind of weird knowing that we know that Spider-Man, WandaVision, and Doctor Strange are all connected, bringing about all these different multiverses. But Loki did the same thing.
Yeah, I agree with Loki doing the same thing, but now that I watch Loki again and Spider-Man No Way Home, and something that when Doctor Strange made that spell, now we realize that Doctor Strange didn't break the spell, nor did Peter Parker break the spell. You notice that? You didn't really connect it?
He did break the spell.
It wasn't Doctor Strange. It wasn't Peter. If you think about it, watch the last episode of Loki, and connect it to Spider-Man No Way Home. Then you would think about. Then you'd be like, oh.
Okay, so
shit.
the reason why I say he broke the spell is because the spell specifically was to make everybody forget.
Yeah, but
when when Spider-Man is constantly saying all these things, like his words are going into the spell. He doesn't want certain things to happen. You are altering the spell, but the spell is still going on.
Yeah,
So
like-
what I'm curious about is Doctor Strange, right? Once that spell starts, I don't think the spell can stop until it actually releases. So it's just being built up upon built up.
Yeah, it keeps built, but then when it released, but I said at the same time, if you watch the last episode of Loki, when I forgot how you say his name, that what's her name killed, that Loki's partner killed.
Oh,
he who I think it's,
Sylvie.
yes, yeah, he who remains. I think it's he who remains or whatnot. When as soon as she killed them, as soon as she killed her, everything broke loose. And then as soon as I watched that episode, and then I watched the movie, I was like, all this time, I said, it wasn't Peter Parker that did this. I was like, that dumb woman was the one responsible for doing. I said, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense.
The reason why we could say maybe it goes hand in hand because Loki's is doing a singular into a multi timeline.
Yeah,
that was the whole point of that
and
one.
I kind of feel like she was kind of responsible.
Well, yeah,
for
that alters every universe, and if Tom Holland's Peter Parker and Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange is supposed to be the main universe, which if they said in Strange 2, I think they said Earth 616, right?
Yep, Earth was 616.
So if Earth 616 is technically, from our eyes, the main universe, then it was just that one affected, but it just kind of like broke everything. I mean, like I said, maybe we can tie the two together. And my biggest thing is the fact that I was looking at it, I was just like, wait, Peter Parker and Doctor Strange couldn't have been the two people, or Peter Parker's fault couldn't have been the reason for there to be one multiverse when Loki and Sylvie also caused a multiverse. So it kind of has to be conjoined.
That's what I'm saying. I feel that after she killed he who remains,
Kane the Conqueror.
Yeah, after she killed that, I was like, and when everything's going out of control, I was like, she's the one responsible for everything. That's what I'm saying. I was like, now it makes sense. I was like, she's the one who did. I saw that because Doctor Strange and Peter, I said everything wouldn't go out of control because they thought they fixed everything, but then when you see everything is getting more broken, I was like, she's the one.
But then
that's
when
why.
you look at Loki, though, Loki didn't even get put back in his own timeline.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Sasha saying she's the one.
But we going heavy on the theory. So
You know what I just noticed though?
Yeah.
Might be a plot hole or coincidence, but Ned with the sling ring has the same power as America Chavez because he brought in the Spider-Man from the other universe.
So
Or is
so here's the funny thing, right?
Movie plot.
Ned technically in the comic books does play a heavy role, but in Peter Parker always had a best friend, but all his best friends have always backstabbed him. You know, well, Osborn, Hobgoblin, you know, like technically that was his best friend, but when it came down to Ned does. In one comic book series does become an arch nemesis, but they chose to go about it in a different way with this one.
It's magic now.
Yeah, so I can't remember if there's a comic where Ned actually becomes like a sorcerer supreme in his own right or whatever else, or wields magic. But it's definitely interesting that America Chavez is trying to learn magic when she has cosmic powers. Maybe it's just a way to control what she has. And I don't think there's supposed to be a direct correlation between magic and cosmic power anyway.
I don't think so.
But they did it in Doctor Strange too, so it's whatever. Good point though. Good point.
It just
though.
clicked while you guys were talking.
But let's start off with the beginning of the movie. So, a dream, which we saw in the trailer, which we thought was probably somewhere in the middle of the movie, starts off with a fight between a demon of some sorts with America Chavez and a Doctor Strange going after the Book of Ashanti. So we seen Sonic 2.
Yeah.
But with those graphics was kind of posh. Different. I guess you could say special effects CGI versus, you know, full blown animation. But how did you feel about that ugly abomination? I mean, you know, I'm only saying that because Sonic 2 definitely should win best. You know, the animation in that is just too good. But
visual effects, there was a lot of good things Doctor Strange been going for. You know, Doctor Strange is basically visual, so he's gonna be automatic nominee because he's visual all over the freaking place.
I felt like I was on drugs.
You felt like you was on drugs.
I know people that are specifically taking drugs or watching this movie to enjoy their drugs more, or probably the other way around. But I don't know. I felt like, yeah, but I wish they would have extended that scene. Well, that was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, when America took him through all the different like pain and all that stuff.
I can't lie. The first time when I seen American Child was his powers though. Like the whole I can't control my powers. You see the eyes go, and you just see this triple layer looking like a birthday cake, and it's just like wormhole type. I was just like, I can't lie. The first time you see this, you probably be scared shitless.
Yeah.
Like, but then we get some nice interlude story going more into character development for Benedict Cumberbatch's character.
Yeah.
We have him putting on a suit, you know, trying to literally a day in the life of a superhero type of thing. Here's Christine, which I can't lie, I feel bad for him. Like, you could tell he was capping right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, are you happy? You know, oh, my husband really likes you. He talks about you all the time. And then it's just like, you know, the life of a hero. I'm also the Sorcerer Supreme and all this other good jazz. And then it goes straight into, which I thought was Shuma Gorath, but it's honestly just an ancient one. I can't lie, I was upset about that. I thought that was Shuma Gorath. That was not Shuma Gorath.
Oh, you talking about that?
The octopus.
The octopus.
The
Yes.
eyeball.
Yeah, so from comic lore, because I'm sure there's people in the chat that knows way more about this, and of course, you can give the full dissertation on what it is in the comment section. But the Ancient Ones is literally an ancient race that that was around before, you know, the birth of this universe. Like high-powered, dark magical creatures, but Shuma Gorath is busted beyond belief. Doctor Strange wouldn't have a chance. So, you know, that mini version of the ancient one is, or is it mini angled one? I can't remember the name of it anymore. But that is it was acting like an animal, like a brain dead animal. It was just like everything is full steam ahead on American Child.
Like technically, Wanda said she did send out demons, so I thought that could be like a shell of the real self. It could be a shell of it, like I would say no. 20% of the real Shimagura. It probably would use 20. She was a fake version.
While Marvel and DC might be taking some extreme liberties, Shuma Gorath is busted. Scarlet Witch would have to take the full totality of her powers to try to control, if she could control.
So I mean, like trying to make a mimic, like a fake version.
Shuma Gorath is a god technically. Scarlet Witch is busted. Don't get me wrong. She should be one of the revered women of all of Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
But she still doesn't have the power in comparison to the creator of the Darkhold or the Phoenix Force and things like that. Like, so Shuma Gorath's power is like, it's not infinite, but compared to like maybe Wanda, might as well say it should be. So I think maybe it was she just found a drone to take from a different dimension and bring there. I think that was one of the things, because I don't know, man. It's hard to give credit to certain things that Wanda's doing when you know comic lore. So, but at the same time, I have to take into account, since it's movie magic and they are stretching liberties, it's like, are you really going to make Wanda that powerful? Because if you do, technically this movie shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll get stronger over time, though. I don't know. Did she get to that level?
Honestly, I'm curious about what they're going to do with Wanda now. With the way they kind of depowered her.
Yeah, just don't give it the reality stone or game over.
No, but here's the issue though. Don't want to go too far in the end, but you know, every Darkhold gets destroyed
Yeah. It did.
across the multiverse.
Yep, it did.
So Scarlet Witch kind of got written out. Or they're going to make her depowered. Because the funny thing is the fact that happened in this Doctor Strange movie, meaning we can't have no more mutants.
That's true.
So we don't have to worry about, even though that wouldn't even come into play because we only have seen one mutant in this movie. Which, let's just go ahead and get to that.
Oh.
We got an alternate universe of the Illuminati.
Yeah. They played that during the movie, and I was like, oh, I was like, no, they did it.
Yeah,
I was like, no, they did
so
it.
slight.
like,
It's
no,
so
they
slick
did
with it. I'm like, no, they did it.
The entire theater went crazy at that moment. I was like, oh no,
Now,
they did
now I didn't do my research, and chat, don't kill me about this. Is that the Black Bolt from the television show, or is that a new Black Bolt? The television show that tanked.
I haven't watched the television show either, so it's like.
Okay, I only seen the first episode, and I can't remember it.
Yeah.
But there's a few things to take away from that, because that's the biggest things. We're on a universe where Ultron's bots are Guardians.
Mhm.
So we don't see Tony Stark in that whatsoever, because he was technically part of the Illuminati. Captain America, which they technically did the other version, Captain Britain, which is actually really did a good job, and she's technically from Marvel What If. So even more so, it's like it's tying in like things from Disney Plus.
There was also a scene on Marvel What If when you go to the city where it's like when you see the Darkhold, like the evil Doctor Strange or whatnot, and then you see like the city like being like twisted, and then you see like on the What If something you see like the city the same way. I'm just like,
Yeah, too many references that ties in, because okay, like when the Doctor Strange from that one universe that was being destroyed, he was just like, the Darkhold yields a heavy toll. Yeah, it does. And then all of a sudden, towards the very end, you see that man, third eye, Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? Like, automatically pop up, and it's like Netflix reference. I mean, not Disney Plus reference. Like that. I don't know. It's just way too many references. Way too many references. America Chavez, when they originally ran away from everybody and jumped through all those universes.
yeah.
Were there any ones that stuck out in particular for you?
The only thing I'm kind of disappointed, like it's kind of a funny reference. It'll make you laugh. I was kind of hoping this one could be a rated R movie. Reason why? Because when somebody says America, I was hoping somebody said "fuck yeah" and it's just punch. I would have just died of laughter. That's number one. So I was like, every single time it says America in my head, I'm just gonna scream "fuck yeah" in my head. I'm just like, damn it,
America!
You're like, fuck yeah. And then I'm just like, as soon as she did that, as soon as she controlled a bit, I'm just gonna say she got. I said somebody
Somewhere
plays
in the
this song.
multiverse. That's a
Yeah,
thing.
somebody in the multiverse, somebody gonna play that. I'm just like, oh my
There's a
god.
South Park
I was
reference.
like, oh my god.
Maybe Lobo's listening to it, and they do a cameo crossover.
You mean Deadpool? Deadpool?
No, Lobo. DC cameo crossover. Remember, he's a bounty hunter biker. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Rides on a universal flaming warthog, almost like Ghost Rider. Because I can't see Ghost Rider listening to that.
Oh no.
No, but back to the Illuminati. So there's a lot of things that they brought about, which we are going to be looking forward to. We got the reveal of Mr. Fantastic, so we know we got some Fantastic Four coming in the future.
Mm-hmm.
We have the best and will always be Professor X Charles Xavier in you already know they're doing Fox's X-Men. Did you see his hovering wheelchair? That's what I'm gonna call it. It was so good. Look, I was just like, yo.
Just like from the cartoon.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh man.
Yes.
Like, oh man.
Now I can't lie. Technically that was Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah.
So, cause I was trying my best not to look at this and be like, this is some horse shit. Scarlet Witch kills you by a falling statue.
Yeah.
Like really? So, and hear me out. I rank on the movie enough, but Marvel made Captain Marvel the strongest character when it came down to Avengers Endgame. At the very end, the strongest person was Captain Marvel, and thankfully Thanos. She turned Mr. Fantastic into silly string.
Mm-hmm.
You cut, but a statue?
And basically,
Which except for Captain Marvel. Technically.
and Baron Mordo's still alive at that time, right? He's
They just
just.
ran out of ideas because they went through that Illuminati.
Maybe the budget was too high and they had to get lazy, but
get the plot moving.
come on, you could have, with all the magic that Scarlet Witch was doing, you mean to tell me that you couldn't give a more honorable death than that? You literally see the hand
They
go,
could've figured it out.
ugh. Captain Marvel is a strong as hell, durable character. Pretty much a cosmic being in her own right. Low level, but still cosmic being. She has better durability than that.
Yeah.
That statue would not have killed her. It would have just like maybe knocked her out, stunned her, maybe dazed. She would have knocked that right off. So I can't lie, I was kind of upset at that one part. One part.
I kind of wish that when they say Baron Mordo, Fox Strange, and then they fought each other. If he had, what I kind of wish they did, if he's actually seen Scarlet Witch, how powerful he is, he would have just like dropped this, probably like, yo, we gotta take this woman out, and Wong, Strange, and Mordo will have to work together to take him out. I said, that would have been more.
But remember, they you're talking about still with the Illuminati thing.
Yeah.
See, the problem is that they dealt with Doctor Strange, and there's that's always been the issue with the Illuminati. So the original Illuminati was always, we think we know what's best for the rest of the world, so we're going to house information from everybody and try to take it on our own. They literally showcase that in this series because in this movie, because they already dealt with their Doctor Strange, which I believe their Doctor Strange was the one that was stuck in that time loop, or not in that time loop, in that
Dormammu, I come to bargain thing, or
no, not the kind of bargain. That area where the alternate version of Christine was there, that world that was dying.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was their Doctor Strange. Because remember, they said that our Doctor Strange didn't die by Thanos. So I think that they actually exiled him. Because remember,
I thought they killed him.
No, if I'm correct.
No, because like Black Bolt, he like Charles was crying and everybody was sad.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm sorry,
I think they
and then he.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because
Black
Professor X actually showed him the vision.
Yeah, he just.
Which I'm surprised he didn't make a pun off that. When he looked at him. Like, did you eat a Mentos first or something? Like, just something.
Control on them.
Yeah, but that's always been the problem with the Illuminati, is the fact that they think they know what's best because they think they face threats. Because you heard him say, Wanda's not the issue, you are.
I was like, wrong choice, wrong thing to say.
So now, one thing that is interesting is how he was able to focus his voice. Like, I have to look in some of Black Bolt's comics because they say that Black Bolt can whisper and cause a town to have a catastrophic earthquake. This man literally said, "I'm sorry." And it was pinpointed right there. You didn't see the rest of everything getting blown to sunder. Like, so I'm wondering, is this another thing of Marvel descaling another person's powers? Because Black Bolt's voice cannot be contained.
You can't.
Just ignored it.
So, yeah, they just said, oh, let's tone down the power level. Kind of like what they did to Doctor Strange when they was fighting Thanos. They turned that man into a magician doing party tricks.
Yeah.
When he should have been one of the main ones.
Trying to take him out.
Scarlet, Kevin, if I'm correct, Kevin Feige said Scarlet Witch could have easily beaten Thanos.
Yep.
So why is it that, wait, before WandaVision, if she was strong enough to do it, why didn't they do it? Well, we know the reason why. Captain Marvel. She was supposed to be stronger. And it kind of like irritates me because when I was looking at some people that actually had spoken to him, Captain Marvel in this universe was supposed to be stronger than Thor and Hulk. No way. She's strong, but not that strong. So, but I digress because I want to nerd out more on Doctor Strange. And we've been actually jumping around. So, guys, even though it's a spoiler, we are jumping around every which way through everything. But I want to talk about one of the Easter eggs. When they jumped through that wormhole, we seen the Living Tribunal.
Yeah, we did. I saw that. I was like, ooh. And then they jump into another part that I recognized, like it was like a green area. I was like, I recognize it, but I said, I can't finger on it.
I have to rewatch it to see because it jumped through too many.
Too many, yeah. But that green area, I was like, I recognize it, but I just like I can't put my finger on it.
Maybe that's the. Well, this is a stretch, but in Marvel they have like that dinosaur planet where Sauron comes from and Conan.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Awesome. That's
Possibly.
what I'm thinking.
I want to get straight to the end because, and I just mean the end of the movie. It technically is. Would you call that the first post-credit scene? No, technically it was the end of the movie.
Yeah.
No, it's technically the end of the movie. Clea.
Yeah.
We got Clea.
Yeah.
So you already know